Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about chemotherapy. As I said in my introduction video, I had a massive support network, so I got quite a lot of tips and helpful hints, so I want to share them with you guys. So the first one being to buy a soft bristled toothbrush. Having chemotherapy does make your mouth quite sore. It affects everybody in different ways, but certainly for me, I really found this helpful. Probably not the first couple of months, but certainly after a couple of months, I was given a mouthwash and gel for ulcers as well. That was part of my care package here in France. So every time you eat, make sure you wash your mouth out, even if it's with like a warm salt solution. Just that's quite a good thing to do. Stop your mouth getting too sore. Second thing is, if you're having chemotherapy whereupon you know you're going to lose your hair, I was recommended to buy just a soft cotton cap for night time, so your little head gets cold. Some people wear bobble hats, whatever. You don't have to buy these, but I just think these are better because they keep you, they're not too hot, but they just keep your head nice and warm. I actually got this free with my wig, but you can find them on Amazon. You can find any sort of, I've got most of my headscarfy things on Amazon. They're already made, so I wasn't very clever with some ladies can do all the lovely turbing, but I was rubbish at that, so I just bought the ready-made ones. Before losing my hair, when I first found out, I had quite long blonde hair, so I cut it probably to about this length, and then again, and then I went really short, and then that only lasted a few days, and then I just shaved it off. So that's quite a good tip as well, if you just go shorter and shorter just to get used to it, especially if you've got long hair, because it's not very nice losing your hair. So on losing your hair, you do lose it everywhere. Somebody actually sent me a sticker saying chemotherapy, best Brazilian ever, and that is actually true. But you lose hair in places that you didn't even realise you had, nose being one of them. I got really sore nose, so again, Vaseline. I was actually given gel net, which is they use for burns, because I've really suffered with my nose. But just beware cooking, because it does drip constantly. So I had a few cooking incidents with my dripping nose. During chemotherapy, massive tip is to drink loads and loads of water, just to basically flush it out of your system as quick as possible. I definitely noticed on my second and third chemotherapies from the first one that I took, because I was drinking lots more water, that it wasn't quite as bad as the first one. Yeah, so literally take a 2-litre bottle in with you and try and drink that while you're having your chemotherapy. So that's a really good tip. Also, walking is that also helps to flush the chemo through your system pretty quickly. So, and talking about exercise, for me with breast cancer, the recommended exercise is walking. So there are some days where you just don't want to walk, you don't want to go anywhere, but if you can just make it to the end of your street, have a walk around your garden, and obviously as the chemo gets out of your system after a week or so, you'll find they're a bit stronger and you can probably walk further. But I certainly found walking helped. It's just nice to get outside as well, so that's a really good tip. I did buy a book, which was sort of my Bible. I can't actually find it to show you, but I'll put a photo of it up. But it's called Anti-Cancer, A Different Way of Life, and I did find that quite useful with lots of different tips. The 3 main things are diet, environment, and mindfulness and meditation. My friend sent me lots of books too. My friend wrote this one, just check this out. Angel Magic. There's loads of different ones. Again, my friends sent me all these. This is quite a good one. It's just a funny one. So it's good to keep laughing, dancing, smiling, watch funny things, just to take your mind off of what's going on. And as far as eating, Again, in my book, it gives you an anti-cancer diet, which I did try and follow. But to be honest with you, when you're having chemotherapy, there's some days where you just don't even want to eat. So I would recommend eat whatever you fancy. At the time, I would plan dinner. By the time dinner came round, didn't want it, probably just have a sandwich, or I don't know, some days I ate loads and some days I ate hardly anything. So every day is different. So I would just say eat what you fancy at the time, and then you can get back into your healthy eating diet once your treatment is over. Next thing I would recommend to you is meditation and mindfulness. I know some of us don't really believe in this and not think it's a load of rubbish. I was actually getting into meditation quite a lot from doing my yoga, so I was quite used to this. But what I found really helpful was the healing meditations that you find on YouTube. I would plug in at night and just listen to this last thing at night, just to try and calm myself down, especially when those first few weeks are just so traumatic. I remember just having a knot in my chest and feeling so anxious, and the doctors are telling you to be positive, and I thought, oh my God, I'm literally never going to beat this because I'm so anxious, and it's just really frightening. But I did find the healing meditations really help. So there's hundreds on YouTube. You'll probably find, I listen to loads, but you'll probably find one that you like. So just have a look at that. That's a really good tip. Alternative medicine, yes, I definitely recommend this, but always alongside the chemo. I would never not go down the medical route. So I had acupuncture all the way through my treatment, and still even now I'm having it. So that's a really good alternative therapy to have. Another good tip is to journal. It's really good to write down all your feelings. You're feeling angry, hurt, upset. Some days it's why me, other days you think, yes, I've got this. And it's just, there's so many different feelings and emotions when you're going through chemotherapy. Journaling is a really good way of just getting some of those emotions out. It's hard sometimes to speak to family and friends, especially if they've not been through the same thing. So journaling's really good. It's great to look back on. Even after a few months, you can see the difference. So yeah, journaling is a good thing to do. So anyway, I hope you found all these tips really useful, and I wish you the best of luck if you're just starting, if you're halfway through, if you're near the end. You're doing great, and I really wish you the best of luck, and sending you massive love and strength. Take care, guys. Speak to you soon.